Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Sports Report is on the air. Yes, indeed. Gary Patterson and I are here to tell you everything you need to know about what's going on in Boston sports. And we're going to jump right into it, Gary.
Okay, good.
Holding your feet right to the fire.
All right.
Over, under.
Over under.
Over, under.
Oh.
Mookie Betts, batting average, 302.
Oh, I'd go over. I'm going to go over
Yep,
302.
me too. Home runs, 27.5.
I'll go over.
Okay. I'm going to go under. RBIs, 90.5.
I'm going to go under on that.
Yeah, me too. He's hitting at the top of the order again. Stolen bases, 27.5.
I'm going to go under on that.
Under. You don't think he's going to be running as much,
I don't know. What did he have? Like, he was 30-30 last year.
I'm
right?
going over.
Yeah.
J.D. Martinez, same batting average, 302.
I'll go over.
I will too. Home runs, 35.5.
Oh, boy. 35.5?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go over.
I'm going to go under.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
He was injury-free
That's a tough
last
one.
year.
Yeah, he was injury-free. But he's also DHing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so he shouldn't get hurt.
No, you're right. Ribbies, 102.5.
Over.
Over. Yep, over is correct.
Yep.
Total runs, 89.5. I don't know what to make of that.
Oh,
but
man,
they threw that in.
89.5.
Yeah.
I'm going to go under on that.
Yeah, me too. Xander, the millionaire,
Yeah.
Bogarts.
Recently signed, yep.
Batting average, 282.
I'm going to go over.
Yeah, me too. Home run, 17.5.
I'm going to go over on that.
I'm going to go over on that one too. I think that's a good bet. Ribbies, 80.5.
I'm going to go over.
Yeah, if he's
clutch
going
hitter.
to stay in the 5-hole,
Yeah,
he's
going
going to
have
get more than
opportunities.
81
He's
runs.
going to have
rather
his opportunities, no question.
Total runs, 75.5. That means that whoever's hitting behind him is
Right,
going to
the
knock
bottom
him in
third
here
of
a
the
little
batting
bit.
order,
Yeah,
right? So what was the number, 75.5?
Yeah.
75, though, that's not that many. I'm going to go over.
Over, huh? Yeah, I'm going to go over 2.
That's a
Yeah, here's one coming up now is the toughest one. Andrew Benintendi,
oh,
285.
285. I'm going to go under.
I'm going to go over. Home run, 16.5.
I'm going to go over on that.
Yeah, me too. Ribbies, 82.5.
Under.
Under. Yeah.
It's hitting too high in the order.
Yeah, second.
Yeah.
You know what else, too?
And they were talking about hitting him lead off.
Yeah. Oh, they dropped him. They
Yeah, I
swapped
know,
him with
but they
Mookie,
could pop him back.
Oh,
the
they
other-
could pop him back up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing that bothers me about Benintendi and the runs batted in is he should have Mookie in front of him. If he's got Mookie in front of him,
Yeah.
that 82.5 is he's going to go over that.
Yeah.
But if he has got Mookie in back of him and he's leading off
Yeah.
and he's got the catcher more or less in front of him,
Yeah.
if you will.
7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I don't. He's going to have a tough time getting 83 runs batted in.
What did I pick on that? Did I pick under?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I picked under
Sitting
also.
too high in the order.
Yeah. Total runs 89.5.
Because I think they like him. I like the idea of him leading off because he knows how to take a walk. He can get, he has a good on base percentage.
Excellent base runner.
He's not a base stealer, but he can steal a base.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. 89.5 for total runs.
For who?
For total runs for Benintendi.
Oh, I'll go over on that.
Yeah, because the meat of the order hits behind him. Yeah.
He gets on base.
Stolen bases, 19.5.
I'm going under.
I'm going over on that one.
Yeah.
Rafael Devers, home runs 19.5.
I'll go over.
Yeah,
It's a tough one.
that's a tough one. Ribbies 67.5.
I'll go over.
Yeah, if he stays in the lineup,
Yeah.
he's accidentally going to get 67 and a half runs.
And he's a pretty good clutch hitter.
Yeah.
He looks like, you know.
And then there's other days, so he
He's waving
doesn't
at
look
it.
like he's got a clue. Well, there's a couple of pips coming up here, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Chris Sale, 13 and a half wins.
13 and a half?
Yeah.
I'm going under.
You don't think he'll hit 13 and a half?
No.
Nope. Okay.
'Cause I think they're going to shut him down at some point.
I'm gonna go over. Strikeouts 225 and a half.
Under.
Under. Okay. Now. Well, let me do the rest of them first, and then Porcello 12 and a half.
I'll go over on him.
Yep, me too. He'd probably be the ace of the staff this year. Strikeouts 169.5.
He's in a contract year.
Yep. Walk year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So strikeouts 169.5.
I'll go over on that.
I will too. Now, this is interesting. David Price has exactly the same numbers.
Is that right?
12 and a half wins and 170.5. One more strikeout.
Yeah. I will go, I'll actually go over on Price on both wins and strikeouts.
Okay. I'll go over on the wins. I don't know about the strikeouts. I'm going to go under on the strikeouts. Eduardo Rodriguez wins 8.5.
8.5?
Yeah.
Over.
Over. Okay, me too. Now, by saying Sale is going to be under 13 and a half,
Yeah.
I don't think the Red Sox are going to win the pennant.
Oh, I don't either.
No. Oh, okay. All right.
I
With
don't
these
either.
numbers, I don't like these numbers, 12 and a half, 12 and a half.
I think they might not even make the playoffs. You know, everything just fell into place last year. Every horseshoe came up their way. No matter what Alex did, it was the right thing. You know,
I know.
and it's a karma thing, right? It was when we were doing this show, I was calling it Cora Karma because whatever he did, it worked, and they won the game.
Did you?
But the opposite happens.
Yeah.
The opposite happens. That's how baseball is, where you're the same team. You're good, but those balls fall in that you were catching last year, and you're hitting line drives, and people are catching them instead of going up the gap like they did last year. So I think, especially, and as we tape, they're off to a 1-4 start.
Right.
Obviously not good, but not the end of the
They've
road.
had
No
horrible
need to
starts
panic
before,
and
yeah.
jump off the bridge. And it appears as if they really weren't ready coming out of spring training. Certainly the rotation, they got racked the first time
I don't
through.
understand this idea of, well, we'll just let them ease through spring training, the pitchers.
Yeah.
Last year, too, Cora was a genius,
Yeah,
especially with the spoken word, too.
right.
I think he blew it yesterday. His excuse was that the pitchers burnt themselves out in the playoffs in the World Series.
Well, that's the rationale behind what he did, right? And I think there's something to it that they had, they pitched to the end of October. Look, people like Evaldi, pitching every other day. He was the new age manager last playoffs, bringing starters in during games, and then they have a day off, and then they start again, which was the new, the new wizardry, right?
It was Morgan Magic reincarnated.
But the question is, when does it take its toll? It takes its toll probably the next year. So I get what they're doing, but I still think they needed a little more fine-tuning.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you say, you know what, we're coming out of spring training, and Chris Sale's starting, and the plan is that he's pitching 3 innings. or he's pitching 4 innings, and then we're going to the pen. Or maybe if you really want to be cool, Alex, you say, we're going to have an opener, and then I'm going to bring Sale in the third.
Yes.
And he's going to pitch the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and then we'll be in the pen. You know.
That's imaginative. And you know what? Some teams used that last year.
Yeah.
When they had a relief pitcher start the game, and it
But if
worked.
the Rays did that a lot last
Yeah,
year.
they did.
Right? And but if you think about it, wouldn't that be the perfect thing to do in this situation where, yeah, okay, you're concerned, so you didn't pitch him much in spring training because you're trying to. There's so many bullets in the gun, and so you bring them out and they start, and you know they just weren't ready. Now I think it was Sale had 12 innings total in spring training, and you know that's not much, right?
I
think most starting pitchers, if you checked it normally, you know those starters are up in the 20s in innings pitched in spring training. 5 starts, you know.
I'm adding another category. I thought about it and I forgot to write it down.
Oh,
You and I are picking numbers now.
okay.
How many games is Dustin Pedroia going to play?
31.
I picked 25. God, talk about disaster twins.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot of faith in Dustin coming
No,
back.
it's hard to, and I feel bad for him.
I do too.
But, you know, what a terrible contract that was.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? If the Red Sox really, this is going to take a lot of gumption, I think. But if they sat down with Dustin and said, look, we owe you X.
Yeah.
How about we give you 70% of it right up front and go back to Arizona and retire?
I don't think he's doing that.
I don't think he's doing it either.
You know, would he be willing to somehow spread it out over some deferred payments for retirement
That would
money
be great.
or something?
That would be great.
So I don't know.
Did you see what Sale did with his? It spread way the hell out and gone. Yeah.
Right.
Smart.
Yeah, but you know his salary is. It might be the thing that results in Mookie walking. The fact that they've still got to pay Pedroia $15 million.
Well, what I'm upset about, okay, is, let me just see if I can, here it is. As of a week ago, Rick Porcello was hopeful to at least have a dialogue with the Red Sox regarding a contract extension, if not agree to terms before the season started. But for the Sox, for now, we'll wait. Never received an offer, said Porcello, who very much would like to stay in Boston. Dombrowski, then with the blah, 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 blah. He had traded for him with the Tigers. Or perhaps the Sox know they can't afford to keep every free agent, and Porcello will be where the line is drawn. But the Sox should not underestimate how well the 30-year-old Porcello will age now that he's expanded his repertoire of pitches or his value in the clubhouse. He is one of the rare pitchers who position players consider a team leader.
Yeah.
Now, that was in Peter Abraham's column. He's a popular guy on the team, Porcello. Very well liked. And they're dealing off the bottom of the deck with him. If Dombrowski can't sign him, if he's been told you cannot sign him, at least have the honesty to tell the guy.
Right.
But he said in the paper today that there will be no more contract negotiations this year.
Right. So if it's July 25th, and the Red Sox have had a terrible year and some unfortunate injuries, and you're 10 games out, do you deal them at the trade deadline?
I wouldn't, but
you
I really like the guy.
get back some prospects to rebuild your farm system.
Yeah, you know what? If we're that far out, probably most of the fans would go along with it. I think.
Yeah.
But now comes the moment where we put the rubber to the road here. The series of over and unders.
Over and unders.
Astros, 97.5 games. Cubs wins.
Over.
Whoa, over. Me too. Yankees 96.5.
Over.
Over. Me too. Red Sox 95.5.
Under.
Under. Me too. L.A. Dodgers 95.
Under.
Under. Me too. Cleveland Indians 91.5.
Under.
Me too. Chicago Cubs 89.
Over.
Yep, me too. And it's going to be 90. It's
yeah,
going to be way
yeah.
over.
Yeah.
St. Louis Cardinals 88.5.
Under.
Yeah, I'm going to go with over. I think they made a
Yeah.
hell of a signing with Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah, Goldsmith's a good player, no question.
Tampa Bay 85.5.
Under.
Under. I'm going to go over with them. I like what they're doing.
I like what they're doing too, but I think they're
Probably a
rebuilding.
season early.
Step back, they're in a tough division.
Yeah. Atlanta 84.
Over.
Over? Okay. I'm going to go under. Milwaukee 83.5.
Over.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
that
In
sounds
fact,
low.
if you gave me a pile of money and said bet it for me,
That
I'd
would-
bet it on
that-
Milwaukee.
I would bet that one too.
L.A. Angels 83.5.
Under.
Yeah, I mean they got Trout, but
Yeah.
they don't
that's
have
about
a
it.
lot else. New York Mets 83.5.
Over.
Yeah, they get some flamethrowers.
Yeah.
Oakland A's 83.
Under.
Yeah, they dumped Jed Lowry, so he was the heart and soul of that team. Philadelphia Phils 83.
83.
Mm-hmm.
Over.
Yep, over for me too. Colorado 82.
Over.
Yeah, I'll go over.
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs like they did last year. But
No.
I think they'll have a winning record.
Pittsburgh 78.5. By the way, 81, of course, is the halfway
Yeah,
point.
right.
You're under 500 now. Pittsburgh 78.5.
Under. I say that with sorrow because I'm
Yeah,
a Pittsburgh fan.
I know. I'm going to go under with them too, but I got a surprise coming for you. San Diego 77.5.
Under.
Yep. Arizona 77.
Under.
Me too. Cincinnati 77.
Under.
Yeah, I'm going to go over with them. They've made a couple of decent
They have made some
pickups.
moves.
Yeah. But Jeanette, Scooter Jeanette's out for 2 months.
Is he?
Yeah.
It's going to hurt.
That's going to hurt big time, yeah. Toronto 76.5.
Under.
I'm going to go over.
Yeah, that's a tough
They
one.
get some kids
They
coming.
do.
Seattle 74.5.
Over.
I think so too. I think we saw a little preview of that.
Yeah.
Chicago White Sox 74.5.
Under.
Yeah, they
It's gonna-
really,
It's going to take another year.
yeah, they
all
they
those
they got a
kids.
lot more work to do there. Yeah. San Francisco Giants 73.
Over.
Over. I'm going to go under. Texas 70.5.
Over.
Yeah, me too. Kansas City 69.
Under.
Under is right. Detroit 67.
Under.
Yep, Miguel Cabrera just as a
know.
year older.
I was
That's all.
watching them last night playing the Yankees on the Yes Network. Some kind of special. We're getting all the MLB channels for a short time.
Oh, really?
They're trying to get you to subscribe.
Oh, subscribe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
But
a
all the
guy-
games are on.
I know a guy that's a big New York Yankee fan, and he bought Dish only to get Yes.
To get the Yes Network? Yeah, that's always, it was on last night, Yes Network.
Miami 65.5.
Under.
Yeah, I don't think they can suck
They're
enough.
going to lose 100 games.
And Baltimore 59.
59? I'll go over.
Okay, I'm going under. They
They could
can't.
be surprised.
Yeah, that'd be a surprise. All
It would
right.
be a surprise. They're terrible. But I'm gonna line up behind the Orioles.
Best bet, Milwaukee.
I like that Milwaukee bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surprise.
After that, I think the smartest thing you and I did was Cleveland under.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now they did hang on to their starting pitching.
Yeah.
You know, it looked like they were going to unload one of those two.
what's going to happen at trade deadline.
Yeah.
You know, I still think they'd like to
Kluber
move.
could be traded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right, we got a few things here. Kristaps Porzingis
Yeah.
is being charged with rape.
That's what I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
In New York.
By the way, sometimes I don't understand lawyers, but the
Sometimes?
reason, the reason she didn't report it sooner
Yeah.
was because she was asking for $68,000 payment, and he was considering it, Porzingis.
Huh.
So she laid off, and I guess he must have finally told her, no way, Jose, and now she's reported it to the police, and they're investigating.
Yeah.
Now,
He's probably wishing he paid the $68,000.
yeah, oh, boy, that's for sure. New York, they traded him, Porzingis.
Yes, they did.
Now, do you
To Dallas, right?
yeah, do you think Dallas knew about this?
No.
Really?
I don't know.
Because it's just now coming out. Yeah. Wow. I'll tell you, Cuban is going to go berserk.
Well, did the Knicks know about it?
Maybe that's why they decided to trade him.
That's the question. When you say, did Dallas know about it, the real question is, did the Knicks know about it? Because if the Knicks did know about it and did not disclose it, I think that's a problem with the rules of the league. I mean,
Could well be. Yeah.
it's like not disclosing an injury. You
Yeah.
can't-
I mean, but this is the kind of thing that's going to get him a year suspension or something like that.
Well, you don't know what the facts are. I
yeah,
mean,
you're right. You don't.
You don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
There-
we never hear of this if the price is right. Is that what we're hearing?
Do you know that old joke about, would you go out with me for $1 million?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just haggling over price,
yeah,
right?
that's it. Exactly. The Yankees now have Giancarlo Stanton, Miguel Andujar, Luis Severino, Dellin Betances, Jordan Montgomery, Didi Gregorius, Aaron Hicks, and Jacoby Ellsbury on the disabled list.
Yeah, I know they had a lot. I didn't realize Hicks was on there too. Huh.
Yeah, in fact, yeah. He was on there about 3 days ago, I think. And Sabathia is supposed to go on there.
Well, I feel just terrible.
Should we lend him a few players?
What a shame.
All right, now here's another thing you're not going to have to feel sorry about.
Okay.
John Calipari has just agreed to a long-term contract with Kentucky for $8 million plus incentives
Per year?
per year.
Wow, 8? Wow.
A base annual salary of 8
Wow.
plus incentives.
Jay Wright should renegotiate. A lot of people should renegotiate.
His record, you got to love his record, 305-71 in 10 seasons with Kentucky.
Huh. Yeah, I hate the one and done, so.
How
I used to really like Kentucky,
Yeah.
but I hate the one and done.
They're
So
a
I don't like
factory.
Kentucky. I don't like Duke anymore.
Yeah,
It's
they're a
just-
factory.
they ran-
Both factory
I feel
teams.
bad for their fans,
Yeah,
Get these players in.
yeah.
I'm a Villanova fan. The kids come there for 3 or 4 years. You watch them develop. You get.
Do you know what the difference is? At Villanova, they get an education.
They get an education.
At Kentucky, well, they get plenty of basketball training and the same thing.
Villanova's put 5 kids in the pros in the last 2 years, and they're all playing.
Yeah.
And you know why they're all playing? Because they all know how to play defense.
Yeah.
That's why they get to play in the NBA,
Yeah.
because they know how to play. If you are at Villanova for 2 or 3 years, you know how to play defense with your feet.
Yep, yep.
What
did you think of Xander Bogaerts' 6-year, $120 million contract?
Sounds like about a market value contract to me.
Probably a little bit below, I think.
Maybe.
But he's 26 years old. He's going to have the $12 million salary for this season.
Yeah.
And the contract doesn't start till next year.
Right.
He's going to be 29
When he has an opt-out.
when he has an opt-out.
Yeah, that's fine.
And that is the key to this whole thing.
See, I like Bogarts. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But I think in Boston he's overrated. I mean, shortstop is a position now in Major League Baseball that there are a ton of terrific players, right? And from Lindor, I mean, we could sit here and rattle off 10 of them. And where does he fall on that list? I think he falls towards the bottom because I think he is an average at best defensive shortstop. He's not a glove shortstop, I don't think.
He makes mistakes.
I think he's average. He's average.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
MLB average.
I think, though, he's above average as a hitter.
Maybe.
Now, part of that's Fenway Park.
But maybe. So is he? So you're right, though. Is he a 280,
Yeah, I
20
think so.
homer guy? He should be.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's pretty much what they got it pegged at.
So 280, 20 homers, average defensively, and in maybe the most important defensive position on the field. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way.
Two,
right?
282, 17 and a half is what the over-under
Yeah.
is. So, yeah, 280, 20 home runs. Yeah.
I myself, I value defense tremendously. at
Yeah, you and me
shortstop.
both. Yeah.
Really. I mean, we went so many years, and then watching the Ozzie Smiths of the world. It's just
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Omar
and,
Vizquel.
and I like Bogarts, but I would say he's average at best
Well,
defensively, and I think the defensive metrics back that up.
Yeah, I think if anything, I give him a tickle over being average. However, he would definitely be above average if he moved his feet better.
Yeah,
He's
his
not
range,
quick.
His range
Yeah.
is
Not
probably
quick.
is the issue. Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, he'll make the play.
Yeah.
I mean, he
If he can
doesn't
get his
really
glove
boot a
on.
lot of
Yeah.
balls. His range is the issue, though.
Yeah.
That he doesn't have that elite or anywhere close to elite range.
Every once in a while, he gets the willies and starts throwing the ball around.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd like about
So don't get me wrong, but I
Yes.
like the player. I'm fine with signing him because they got nothing else in the system
right.
coming up at short. Nobody.
I think he probably could have got a little more based on what
I think he
some
could,
of
and
them.
I think he wants to play here, which
Yeah.
I think is really a positive thing.
And he forced this
Right,
contract.
he did.
Yeah,
and
he told Boris.
And he's a Boris guy.
Yeah, and
Boris never does this.
No, but Boris put a bailout in there.
Right.
The opt out, and that changes everything. If Bogart continues to mature
Yeah.
and has, supposing he hits 300 round the nose,
Yeah.
24 home runs, and then he knocks in 105, 108 runs, hitting in the middle of the lineup.
Yeah.
Then this is a great deal, and he's going to opt out.
No, I think it's a fair deal.
Yeah.
And maybe he opts out. We'll see.
Yeah.
You can't keep everybody, though.
No, you can't. And there's where Rick Porcello
Right.
finds himself. Yeah.
Right.
And Kimbrel.
Right.
Now,
still out there.
I should have had another thing here. How many? Pick a date when Kimbrel will sign.
It's going to be June 15th. And the reason for that is because if you wait and sign him in June, you don't have the draft pick compensation. The draft pick he has first round draft pick compensation attached to him.
We're getting too close to being alike here.
Yeah.
My date was June 1st.
It expires, I think it's June 1st.
Yeah.
So I'm giving him 2 weeks to negotiate a deal. And I think if you're a team now at this point, you got to give up a first round pick to sign him, or you wait till June 1st. You don't have to give up the pick anymore. You're waiting. Unless you're absolutely desperate. You're waiting.
And it looks pretty clear his skills are declining.
Yeah.
So
He's not getting his 6 years,
No.
$100 million.
this-
I mean, that's done.
that was dream world.
Yeah. If he's lucky, he's getting 2 years.
You're right.
He's going to get the rest of this year and one more
Yeah,
year.
yeah. And
And he's
throw
probably
out
going to get, I don't know.
8.
Yeah, somewhere 8 to 12,
Okay.
depending on the desperation of the team.
But
But he could have, could end up pitching for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
do you know what? He's going to have to accept something like that. I think everybody is pretty much set except the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Dombrowski, no more contract talks.
Until there are.
Yeah. until they're well said. Well said. And I just grabbed the standings here. There's nothing to even talk about.
No,
the
it's early.
standings.
It's early.
This is okay. Okay, now I get some off the wall subjects here.
Oh, okay.
Will the Pats keep their number one, or will they trade down? Or will they trade up?
I think they'll. It's a really interesting question. They got a ton of picks. They got 12 picks. They're not going to make 12 picks, right? So they're going to do something. Would they move down? They could.
But that just compounds it, because they'll move down if you give me a 2 and a 3,
Yeah.
or if you give me.
Right, and they're going to end up kicking some picks to next year. They're going to give picks. They're going to trade a third for a second next year.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, they're going to. Of those 12 picks, I'll bet you they end up with at least 3 picks for next year by the end of the weekend.
Yeah.
And mid-round picks. I mean, I was reading. I don't know if you saw it, and I'm trying to remember who wrote it. It was this very smart guy from an Ivy League school, and he did this analysis, and he concluded that he was really saying the Patriots were the best, because he was saying the most valuable draft picks, when you do the value thing for what you're paying and what you're getting, that the most valuable picks are the third-round picks.
I saw the same article.
Did you see
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
And it was fascinating.
It was fascinating, is right.
And he was basically saying, you don't want a first-round pick.
No.
You're much better off trading out of the first round, picking up extra picks, and then getting second, third, fourth-round picks. And he had all this empirical data that said, that's what you should be doing. And who does that? Oh, that's what New England does.
Instead of paying an arm and a leg
Right.
to a first rounder, take 2 number 3s.
Right.
And you're getting value.
Yeah.
And if one of them turns out great,
Right.
holy cow, do you look smart. And if they both make the team, which, what round to get Gronk in?
Third.
Third, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, case closed, end of report.
So, and I always remember, and this is a good 20, whenever he was in Miami, Jimmy Johnson talking about how he loved third-round picks. He wanted to have 4 or 5 of them by the time he was done. And that's what he said. He goes, we'll hit a couple of them, we'll end up cutting, a couple of them will make the team, and one will be a star.
Joe Tooney,
Yeah.
fourth round.
Fourth-round
Yeah.
pick. Yeah.
So, we can just go by the numbers here.
So right now they got that 32nd pick. They got 2 second-round picks later in the round, but still,
So if they move their first and a second into fourth,
Yeah.
how high could they go?
I don't know. I need the chart, but
12th, 13th,
maybe,
14th?
maybe
Now, I
maybe
wonder-
high enough to get one of the tight ends.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's 2 of them,
Right.
both
so
from Iowa.
sounds like Hawkinson's going in the top 10,
Mm.
probably the top 7.
Yeah, that would
And
be.
there's Fant, and it was also from Iowa.
Yep.
Very
Not-
athletic, right?
Not too far behind. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably in the first round.
I've heard him compared more to Hernandez than Gronkowski.
Yeah, shorter and squatter.
And faster.
Yes.
Kind of a runner, almost a wide receiver.
Do you know that Aaron Hernandez was one of the best running receivers I've ever seen?
Yeah.
He had speed. He could cut on a dime,
And he ran routes. Yeah.
and he was a horrible person. God rest
Yeah.
his soul.
Could have been a Hall of Famer, quite frankly.
You know what?
If he had stayed here and
He
teamed
had
with
stayed
Gronk,
and stayed with Gronk,
Could have been a
they
Hall of Famer.
would have rewritten history.
yeah.
We didn't answer the question. Will the Pats keep their number one?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Are they going to go up or down?
I think they're going to go up.
I do too.
I think they're going to go up
Yeah.
and try to grab one of the 3
Yes.
tight ends.
I think so. I agree with you totally.
So depending on, everybody's talking about the 2 kids from Iowa. That's all well and good, but the Bill connection to Alabama, It could be
Yep.
the kid from Alabama.
It could be, and he's got a couple of other connections down there too.
Yeah. I mean, he's talking to Saban
Oh
about him.
boy, yeah. Well, we talk about our families, and yeah, right.
Well, he went to the pro day, so
Yeah, it does, right. And spent a lot of time down there wearing an Alabama sweatshirt.
I'm not sure if he's going to the Iowa pro day or not.
I don't know. There's just so much you can do.
But Bill himself showed up for
Yeah.
Alabama. He always does.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there is.
And
They
should
got,
because they're going to put 12 kids in the league.
that's right.
You know.
That's right. And he's going to get the straight scoop.
Yeah.
Will the Bruins get by the first round against Toronto?
They'll have home ice, presumably. And so, I like them to get by.
Okay.
It may go 7, but I like them to win it.
I know Toronto has more talent than they have, just pure talent. But there's something missing there.
Yeah.
The intensity doesn't appear to be there. And also,
the defense,
they're a couple of defensemen short of a dozen there.
Yeah. I mean, the forwards are impressive, but the defense
Yeah. And tell me something.
and the goaltender is
You know,
okay.
I'm no big fan of free agent signings. Most of them work out tepid at best. But was John Tavares a great signing? 45 goals.
Yeah. Well, he certainly is this year.
Boy, I'll tell you, yeah.
And, that's what you kind of expect of him.
He's a young guy still,
Yeah,
you know?
he is a young
yeah.
guy. Yeah.
And, and my other update, too, on the kid that the Bruins dumped this down with Florida, the shot,
The kid from BU?
yeah.
Oh,
UMass, I think.
I don't know.
Okay, I'll think of it in a minute. He got his 24th last night.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got rid of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't use that. Donato, I'll find it.
Donato.
It's
That's
coming.
what I was thinking of. So
Yeah.
it wasn't Donato.
No, it was Vetrano. Frank Vetrano.
Oh,
Frank
yeah.
the shot.
He's got 24?
24.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he can shoot the puck.
Apparently.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Bruins. But Donato is averaging almost a point a game.
Is he really?
Yeah. It's something like 17 points in 19 games since
Huh.
he's gone out there.
Good for him.
Yeah. Will the Celtics make it through the first round?
Yeah, I think they're going to be home against Indiana. So, yes.
Okay.
I like them in the first round.
By the way, I don't like the Bruins in the first round against
Toronto?
Yeah.
No?
There's an article in here someplace. It's in my hockey section, and it says, essentially, the coach is saying, we got three games left to figure out the lines. What were they doing for the first 78 games? Or 79 games? I mean, this is absurd.
Yeah.
Still trying to figure out who clicks on what line.
Yeah, because they're short a legitimate top 6 forward.
Yeah, that's right. And to trade for Johansson, now, he has got one assist in 7 games, I think, with
Something
them.
like that.
Yeah. And they gave it away a 2 and a 4.
Yeah. Is he signed for next year?
No. He's a walk away.
He's a walkaway for a 2
Yeah.
and a 4?
Yeah.
He's underwhelming.
Yeah. Underwhelming.
Yeah.
He's every Swede
Yeah.
defenseman, forward, the smallish type, sound, but that's it.
Doesn't work for the
No,
big bad Bruins.
No, especially when the Bruins want to grind it out.
Yeah.
And he's on the third line or on the second line or whatever. It was just a bad choice, I think, anyway.
So the only they've been. I think the Bruins have overachieved this year with all the injuries they had, and so my only concern is, do they run out of gas?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Do they run out of gas? Because they've really played hard. They've played well. They show up to play every night, and so, like the NBA, if you show up to play every night, you're going to steal some games during the year.
Exactly right. And they went on that winning streak and
they
everything.
play hard.
But I've watched the Montreal Canadiens all my life.
Yeah.
And come playoff time, coach and them all huddle up, and they come out on the ice, and they are so bloody fired up.
Yeah.
They put them into another gear, and They are flying.
Flying.
The
Yeah.
Bruins, I have this feeling, don't have another gear. What we've seen all season is what they got.
Yeah, that may be right.
I just have that. I like their defense.
But I still like them against Toronto. Because I don't think Toronto's got what you're talking about either.
Yeah,
You know?
the D. Yeah.
Or that spunk. I mean,
well, they don't have it. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and you can tell too because Kadri is probably their toughest player. I mean, not fist fighting, but body contact.
Yeah.
Slugging
Physical.
it out.
Yeah.
And he's only got 14 goals this year, and he's been relegated to the third line, and I don't know.
so we'll see.
We'll see. It's
There's
going to be
nothing-
fun watching.
It's always fun. NHL playoffs are the
They
best,
are.
period.
They are. And you
Of
know what
any
the,
sport.
You know what the best part is? The refs swallow the whistle.
They do.
And they'll say, boys, go out there and play.
How about it?
No bloodshed. I'm not calling any penalties.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, the NHL, I mean, you know, I won't watch in a neutral NBA game, playoffs. No way.
yeah.
I will watch neutral NFL games,
Yep.
but I'll watch neutral NHL games. Are you kidding me? Games
Yeah.
that are, you know, teams
Yeah.
that we're not
I like.
get to watch the West. And,
Yeah, I like watching Winnipeg.
Yeah.
They play a good brand of hockey, but they're going to come up short, I'm afraid. They're still missing something. And I like watching the Blackhawks. And my Toronto team is my favorite, other than the Bruins.
So who do you like to win the cup?
Well, how can you go anybody but Tampa?
Yeah,
I mean, they just,
right.
boy.
You think this needs to be their year, really?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think so. Steve Eisenman put that team together, and then he said, "Okay, I've had it.
Yeah.
I've done what I can do with this bunch. I'm taking a year or two off. I got to go back with my family in Detroit." He was down Tampa with his family up in Detroit because the kids were in school, and so he said, "I got to go back." Now, the odds are that he's the next general manager of the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah. It would make sense.
Yeah, it would
wouldn't it?
make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Rhode Island sports betting revenue is way short.
Short. How long has it been going now? Just a few months?
It's been,
But below the forecast. huh?
way below the forecast. Yeah, I think it was the Super Bowl, wasn't it? They
Yeah,
started?
sometime around then, probably.
And they were.
So I heard they're looking to roll out online
Yeah, you know what?
online
But
betting
you
for
know
Rhode
what?
Island.
If the easier we make it for people to bet,
They're going to bet.
they're going to bet, and the more people are going to have financial problems, family
yeah.
problems, because it's mighty easy to go on your phone and go, the bride's not looking. 200 on Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get my money back. Gamblers gonna have been one. I used to love the horses. Mm-hmm. I know what it's like to be down and I got to put a few
gotta
bucks
get
on
it back.
something in
Gotta
this
get it
race.
back.
Yeah, and you see,
I'm due.
that's it. Oh,
I'm due.
I've been there and done that. Yeah, and you know what? I had a few good nights,
Yeah, sure.
and I
so
enjoyed
it keeps you coming back.
enjoyed my buddies and all that stuff. I never made squat.
No.
Of
Casinos always want you to have a few good nights.
course they
But-
do.
Over the long term, they're going to pick your pocket. But
And the longer you
if
play,
they give you a couple of those good nights in there, brings you back.
and the longer you play, the odds are going to catch up against you. It's
Yeah.
got to.
It's math.
Yeah. A Texas grand jury has indicted former All-Star and World Series MVP pitcher John Wetland on 3 counts of continuous sexual assault of a child.
Oh my gosh. Of a child?
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
my.
I think a child is under 12 in Texas.
Yeah, that sounds
Can
right to me.
you imagine that?
No.
I mean, here's a guy that got major league money.
Yeah.
certainly major league attention, was a big-time ball player, and he's messing with a kid.
He's obviously got issues.
Whew.
I mean,
Yeah.
just because he's successful doesn't mean he can't have issues.
Yeah, he does, boy,
You
I
know?
guess. Yeah. And
God, that's terrible.
this is really interesting,
I
too.
say lock him up, by the way.
And
like
keep
for-
him locked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm convinced there's a special hot seat in hell for child abusers.
Well, personally, not to go political, but, you know, when it comes to that, yes, I would take an extreme position. I would be open to castration.
Yeah. Or Old Sparky.
Old
Cinnamon
Sparky
Old
works.
Sparky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing serious time anyway, but if we want to just
Yeah.
neuter him, I'm okay with that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Going after kids,
Yep.
you're either dead or done, one or
That's
the
right.
other.
One or t'other.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little something waiting for you when you
Yeah.
go in the can. Police say Georgia Tech football player Brandon Adams was participating in a dance routine when he collapsed suddenly and died last weekend at the age of 21.
Well, cause? Unknown?
They don't know. Isn't that something? And United Airlines has offered to withdraw from a $69 million deal to put its name on the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum after criticism that it would dishonor the stadium's history of honoring troops in World War I. The military veterans came out with a vengeance about this. And United Airlines obviously has thought about this.
Yeah.
And they say to themselves, yeah, we can have our name up there, but it ain't worth it.
We should go
No,
elsewhere.
we should do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a wise decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't take on veterans.
So, your friend and mine, Jacoby Ellsbury,
Yes.
is making $21,142,857 this year
Yeah.
and next year.
Oh, and next year.
Next year.
Oh.
Yeah.
that's
This is
good.
the last 2 years of his 7-year, $153 million deal.
One of the worst contracts ever.
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 Yeah.
But yet, 32 home runs, somewhere close to a Gold Glove outfielder.
Yeah, he couldn't throw.
He
could never throw.
Right. You're right. But he could track the ball down.
You could run him down, but you want to
And-
talk about Gold Glove, you better be able to throw.
And he had a ton of stolen bases that year.
yeah.
I mean, boy, did that look good. That was sort of like buyer beware. You
I
know,
wasn't buying.
The
even
used
back
car
then.
dealers
Yeah.
wax and wash them babies up and clean the interiors and peddle junkers.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Red Sox did that deliberately, but. And by the way, he says he's not sure when he'll be able to play. Plantar fasciitis,
Yeah.
which is painful. But
A non-factor, except for the taxes.
telling you.
Payroll.
Ichiro spoke perfect English.
yeah.
I didn't know that. And he laced them with American obscenities. He caught on quick, but then he'd laugh. What a player.
Bright guy.
What a
Great
player.
player, bright guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a player. Boy, I'll tell you. You know, I had my way, I would say, why wait 5 years for this?
Yeah. Yeah. Could say that about a lot of people, though.
You can.
Yeah.
But this guy's got to be a unanimous
First ballot.
choice.
I'll give you first ballot.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Now, the Globe staff, Dan Shaughnessy's picking the Yankees to win the American League East,
So am I.
the Indians in the Central,
I'm not sure about that.
Astros in the West,
I agree.
And then the Red Sox and the A's in the wild card, and the ALCS, Astros over the Red Sox. You know, that's pretty darn close to. I don't think the Red Sox will get that far, to be honest with you.
So he's got the Yankees winning.
Yes, the AL East,
Yeah.
but the Red Sox winning in the. They're going to be a wild card.
So that's a one-game playoff
Yep.
against the
And-
A's.
Yeah, and then yeah. Red.
So
Oh,
he
that's
says-
he's got Red Sox and A's. Yeah.
They're going to win that game. By golly. And then they get to play
The Yankees
or Houston,
or Houston.
right?
Yeah, and there's no way they're going to beat either one of those two teams. I don't think, unless all of a sudden the pitching rehabs and I think we could beat the Astros before we could beat the Yankees.
5.
Okay.
Yeah, the Yankees, I think, are going to be pretty good.
Well, okay.
It could be their time.
Yankees, Dan Shaughnessy. Tara Sullivan, the new young lady that writes for the Globe, the Red Sox.
Says what?
Christopher Gaspar, Yankees. Peter Abraham, Yankees. Alex Spear, Red Sox. Chad Finn, Red Sox. Now, Alex Spear, he's one of these
He's a
analytic
homer.
guys, yeah. Wicked homer, yeah.
Tight end. He's a mouthpiece for the team.
Chad Finn is, he writes
What did the second person pick?
the Red Sox.
Huh.
Yeah, but everybody's got the Astros in the ALCS.
Yeah, I think I like the Astros to win the whole thing.
I think I do.
Yeah.
Although the Yankees are going to be tough.
Yankees are, that bullpen,
I mean,
man.
they got
really-
arms out there that are.
I mean, you look at our bullpen and their bullpen, you're not even in the same area code.
Oh, you just said a mouthful.
Yeah.
What did you think about Sandy Leone being sent to Pawtucket?
I will say, I think, Swihart has no more options.
Correct.
And if you passed him through waiver, somebody would take him.
Absolutely.
So you'd lose him. So what I don't understand was the contract they gave Vasquez last year, which is was like a 4-year deal.
Yeah.
It wasn't huge money, but it's
14 mil, I think
Yeah.
it was.
And so anyway, I'm not a Sandy Leone fan. However, the starting pitchers are.
Yeah. Yep.
The starting pitchers love pitching to the guy.
Do you think?
And the stats, at least last year, the stats backed up that their stats were much better pitching to Leone
His ERA
than it
was
was-
much better
Right.
than Vasquez's.
Yeah.
Let alone Swihart's.
So, like I consider shortstop a defensive position, I consider catcher a defensive and game calling position.
Absolutely.
And we don't, regardless of who we have in there, we don't really have any offense. I mean, Swihart has upside, but we'll see.
He hit 400 in spring training.
So I think they backed themselves into a corner, though.
They did. They
You know,
did.
you've given Vasquez this 4-year contract. Of course, he's
Stupid.
making the team when you didn't have to,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
You didn't learn from Pedroia, apparently, right?
And then,
And then you've got Swihart, who's out of options. And if you try to send him to Pawtucket, somebody's going to grab him.
and
you're gonna
Sandy
lose him.
Leone,
So you got to keep him.
that's a good gamble to send Leone because he's making 2.47.
Right.
Yeah. So you look at that and you can't hit his weight.
Right.
And nobody's going to take him. So I think the Red Sox, now this may be far-fetched, but this may be the game. Let's get Swihart in there. Let's see if he can hit 315 through May. We'll peddle him
Could
for
be.
a pitcher,
Could
and we'll
be.
bring Leone back up.
Could be.
Yeah. Jersey sales. Major League jersey sales.
Yeah.
Number 1,
Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper. Number 2,
Trout.
Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge.
Number 3, I'll give you a hint, he plays for the Red Sox.
Mookie.
Yeah. Number 4, Mike Trout.
Mike Trout. Paul.
Number 5, now this is the one that puzzles me. Yadier
Molina.
Molina.
St. Louis
Yep.
fans.
Yeah, and St. Louis
That is
is not
surprising, though,
exactly
That he would be
the
number
Mecca.
5.
But number 6 is also a little bit of a puzzler. Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, L.A.
7, Javier Baez. 8, Christian Yelich. Now that makes some sense.
Yeah,
Ronald Acuna,
yeah, Rookie of the
Atlanta,
Year last
10.
year.
Goldschmidt's 11. Machado is 12th. Suzuki, Ichiro is 13th.
Huh.
Cody Bellinger is 14th.
Wow, L.A.
Chris Bryant is 15. And
Yeah.
in 18th spot is Andrew Benintendi.
No kidding.
Yep.
Made the top 20.
The only team with 3 players on the top 15 were the Cubbies.
Yeah,
Baez,
Baez, yeah.
Anthony Rizzo, I didn't call his name.
No.
No, I skipped over him. Anthony Rizzo was 9th, and
Bryant.
Chris Bryant. Yeah,
Bryant, yeah.
yeah,
I like Bryant. Good player.
yeah. I have never bought a jersey. The minor leagues go to the 3 batter minimum
Yeah,
for
interesting.
relief pitches. That's an experiment. And finally, the Yawkey stop on the MBTA has been renamed Lansdowne.
Is that right?
Yeah. They are going to do their damnedest to totally just pretend he's a non-person. And he has done more good
Yeah.
for the city of Boston.
Millions of dollars. Yeah, millions of dollars.
Millions. I've heard anywhere from $300 million to $350 million.
I believe it.
Because get a foundation.
Go to Mass General.
Yeah, yeah. And unbelievable. And finally, Garen Austin's immediate role with the Red Sox is up in the air. No one knows what's happening.
Good heavens. Stop the presses.
Yep, that's it.
That's it.
Garen's a nice-looking girl, but they put her in a no-win
Yeah,
position.
it's a tough job.
That's a miserable job.
It's a tough
you know,
job.
all the stuff that she's got, all the news she's got, is canned,
Yeah.
and she writes it out ahead of time, and you know what else? I know we're running out of time here, but you know what else? Rainy, crappy, miserable days, cold days. You'd think that once in a while the crew, the TV crew, would say, "Come on up and sit in the booth with us."
Yeah.
I mean, give her a treat,
Yeah.
for heaven's sakes. Instead, she's sitting down there in the photographer's
Freezing
pit
her
with an
tail off.
umbrella.
Yep.
God almighty.
All right.
Cruel and unhuman punishment. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in,
Yeah.
and we'll see you next time.
Okay.